All right, so we will be using a couple of maps, I think, depends on what you decide to do. And here's the general outline for what we're going to do tonight. Um, we'll share our decks. I'm curious to see what everybody's using. We will make our characters, and then we will tell a story together. And where we go with that story, I do not know. We'll find out. We'll have an adventure. I know a little bit about one of the characters, so let's share our decks. I'll go first. So I'm going to be using, because this is set in the late 19th century, and I am a big fan of steampunk stuff, although I'm not that knowledgeable, so don't quiz me. I'm going to be using the Steampunk Fairy deck. And because it's got all these cool steampunk images. I love the chariot in particular. So I think that's a lot of fun. And then if I want to get weird, and I might want to get weird, so then I will use the Deviant Moon Tarot, which I'm not, we'll get a lot of reflection here. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. I'm not a huge fan of it. I get very confused when I try to read with this deck, but I think it's suitable to where we are right now. So those are the decks I'm using. I'm in a pretty good mood. So yeah, I want to see your deck, and then I just want to hear a little bit about how you're doing. Um, I'm I'm like on a little bit already on game overload. Got somebody else coming in, Sharon, because I just finished playing a 3-hour game as a player of a GM. So I'm either really into it or I'm going to crash. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. I think I'll be really into it though.
Did you play online or in person?
It was an online game. Yeah. So I love to play in person, but it's really hard to get the schedule going and get people to show up regularly. It's tough. It's easier online. So I'm getting used to it. So let's see. Dana, you're eating, so I will not put pressure on you. But Laura, also known as Saul Star, um, tell us what decks you're going to use and how you're doing tonight.
I am using my Universal Monsters deck.
Perfect.
Yes. I have the cards all separated, but there's some of them. They're all characters from like different Universal monster movies.
I like it.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
and
I
it
should.
uses there's candles. Pulls it from the top. Candles. That's still candles. Castles.
Did you say assholes?
Castles.
Oh,
Claws.
great.
And the last one. Where are you? First, now I can't find one. There we go. And crypts as the different elements.
Nice. Dark.
Yeah, very dark.
I like it.
I'm doing okay. It's my day off, so I've had the whole day to, just hang out.
Well, you look fantastic.
Well, I figured I'm
Well,
here, might as well dress right.
yeah, might as well. Might as well. Um, okay. Anything else? All right. Dana.
Well, I don't know why I didn't. I got my deck right here. The one I don't know why I went and pulled a different deck. That's how out of sorts I am. But I'm going to use the Poe Tarot.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen this.
it's kind of hard to use. The guidebook has just keywords, and each card has a quote from a Poe work. I don't know if that's clear or not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it uses quills, candles, um, pause, and what's the other one? Pause, what, wells, as in
Well,
inkwell.
yeah, for the water
Yeah,
cups.
pause is pentacles, candles is wands, and quills is sword. So yeah, it's
That
kind of
sounds good.
oddball deck.
Sounds good. And how are you doing, world traveler?
Um, I know. Um, busy work, too much work, not enough fun. Um, you know, it is what it is. And I wish I'd taken the day. I wish I hadn't worked today, but I'm working. I worked till after midnight last night,
Oh, gosh.
almost midnight the night before. Yeah, the story of my life these days.
Well, hopefully this will be entertaining for you. So I want to have jump scares, but I don't think I have it in me, so you're safe. Danielle, would you like to say hello and show us which deck you're going to use tonight?
Yeah, hi. I will just start off saying this is like my first time, so I know nothing about this. So when you said that this was going to be kind of like relaxed and all of that, I'm like, oh, good, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's fine.
But I'm using the Wilder Woven Tarot. It's a tarot that was drawn by an artist. I don't know if I can get this to zoom correctly. And there we
Oh,
go.
it's good when you're back by your face. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it's illustrated by an artist from British Columbia. And so it's really full of nature and everything. So I love it. And so like for this one here with the wands, all of the wands are shown in like a flame. They're
Uh-huh.
pictures inside of a flame. The swords is just kind of like a shape of the earth. The cups is like a droplet of water. So all the different pictures there. And the pentacles is in the shape, trying to get it to focus.
Yeah, it's
I
not
can't get it to
cooperating.
work, but basically the shape of a mountain, which is really just a triangle,
Oh, it's amazing.
kind of, but just
Makes sense.
very full of nature. And I love his artistry. So just excited with it. And I'm kind of like Dana. I've been working a lot. Last night it was till 10:30. Um, and today, even just joining, I was trying to madly finish up an email that I could send off, which I didn't get finished, and I'll do it later. So just a lot going on.
See, I have work right there.
Oh, there she is. No rest.
Yep,
I don't know
mine
what's
are
going
up here.
something's up. Dana Schmidt's not going to join us because she had to do some audit, I thought she said. I don't know, some kind of
No,
work.
that was me. I was,
Oh, but
yeah,
the other Dana also can't come.
yeah, because I had audit stuff I'm working on,
Oh,
but I
you
did
were one with the
they have.
audit.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got stuff going on too. I don't know what is with all this work. Enough with the work. So Pat and Sharon, I'm not sure if you want to just watch or you want to play with us. So if you'd like to play, you can just take off your mic and say hello, and or take off your mute and say hello.
So I've never done this before, but if you're willing to teach a newbie, I'll go for it.
Oh, absolutely. It's not that hard, right, Saul? So, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk you through making your character. So do you have a deck with you, Sharon?
I do.
Okay, great.
That's
Which
the
deck are
old
you gonna
modern
use?
view.
Modern you? Going with the Ritual Society, okay.
That's the
And
only
how
one
is
that I
your
can
day?
find at the moment.
That's fine. How's your day going?
Hectic. It's been a busy month.
Okay. Well, what I'm hearing for most of us is we need to sort of take it easy and not be too intense tonight. So, all right. And Pat,
Yeah, I'm also very new. So this is my first time. So don't know much about what's going on either. And I'm also fighting a cold, so
oh, yeah, I can hear it in your voice. Which deck have you got?
I have Sweet Twilight, which I guess you can't see it very well, but it's kind of like a gruesome kind of Halloween kind of deck, which I like a lot.
Oh, I like it.
I don't know how well you can see anything, but
Well, I can see that it's dark and kind of fantasy-like. Is that
yes.
fair?
Yes.
All right, that fits in really nice.
Okay, so that one's
So,
maybe a little lighter. I don't know.
yeah, it is a little spooky, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Our story, so all right, let's back up. We're doing something called a role-playing game, specifically a tabletop role-playing game, opposed to, running around outside or something and really acting it out. But what that all that really means is it's a collaborative storytelling activity with some gaming elements thrown in. So if you're playing the most popular one, the one that most people have heard of, which is Dungeons and Dragons, then you're using dice. You've got these really complicated character sheets, and there's a lot of rules about combat and interactions and stuff like that. What we're doing here is going to be very rules light. There will be some gaming aspects to it. We'll be pulling cards and using the numbers on the card to help us decide how successful or not successful we are with doing things. So that's just kind of the basic idea. I'm the game master, which means I'm sort of like a referee. I just kind of try to help everybody, s- color in the lines kind of thing. And I'll sort of lead you, but I don't want to tell the story and then you just act it out. We're all going to tell the story together. And the story we're telling tonight is about a coven that is in Fort Worth, Texas, which is where I'm from. And it's the late 19th century. So I think I put 1889 someplace and 1885 somewhere else, but that's the basic idea. So just to give you some flavor of where we are. So at this time, Fort Worth is called Cowtown. That's its nickname. It's on the Chisholm Trail. People bring in cattle to sell and trade. There is a slaughterhouse. So there's a certain kind of gruesome aspect to that industry. So we may decide to play with that. You may decide you want no part of it. So there are stockyards, there are saloons, think Victorian hotels, wood sidewalks, muddy streets. It smells. There's cattle and pigs and all kinds of livestock. But it's also a place where some people are quite wealthy. There are mansions. They were called cattle barons. They had big houses up on hills. So that's the error, the general idea of where we are as a physical place. I opened the door up to a little steampunk kind of invention, if you like. there is a magical element to this world. So you are members of a coven, and you will all have the opportunity to choose a familiar, a weapon of some kind, and a magical skill that you are proficient in. And you can do whatever kind of magic feels entertaining to you today. This is what's called a one shot. We're just going to play this one game, and then these characters get retired. You don't have to play them ever again if you don't want to. So if you feel like using voices, you may. I kind of don't. I may try my Texan accent if I can pull it out of the depths of my memory, but I may not. I'll see how I feel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create characters. Now, Laura, who is playing Saul Star today, has already created her character. So I am going to use them as our demonstration. So if you did you look at the character sheets? Are you familiar with what that looks like? You didn't? That's okay. All right. So what you're going to do right now then is you're going to take your deck, pull out your court cards, and put them in one pile. Put your minor cards in another pile, and your major cards in a third pile. So what we're going to do is you're going to pull a court card, and that one court card is going to color your character. That's the basic energy of who your character is. So for example, if I pulled the Queen of Pentacles, which is a card I personally, Linda, identifies with, then I am this very sort of grounded, I've got a lot of assets, but not necessarily money, sure, but also I've got a comfortable material world. I'm very generous, right? But I'm not necessarily, for the sake of this game, I'm not necessarily a queen of pentacles. I could decide that I am a dancer with the Fort Worth Ballet. And I'm in this coven, but I'm going to try to have a personality that is sort of a Queen of Pentacles personality. So I may want to like host the coven at my house, or, bring all the snacks or something like that. I don't know, something like that, right? So that's going to be my main focus of how I'm going to play that personality. Then you're going to take two minor arcana cards, and you're going to pull one. That is your strength card, the thing you're really good at. And then you're going to pull another one, which is your weakness. So that's excuse me. Well, that's exactly what it is. That's your weakness. So maybe if I had a 7 of swords or something, maybe I like to steal things, something like that. So if you don't mind, Laura, I'm going to ask you to introduce Saul so everyone can see how you constructed your character.
So for my character, I pulled the King of Wands as the main court card. So to me, that ended up being like I saw it as like an occult expert, or in this case, like an expert on witchcraft since it's a coven. And then for strength, I did 8 of Swords, and I saw that as an opportunity to incorporate a magical element. So making it a magical ability to be able to see and conjure up illusions. And then for the weakness, I had 7 of Swords. So my character is deceptive and kind of has their own agenda.
Right. So now I had not asked Laura to do this yet. So now she's going to do this on the spot. What weapon would you like to have?
I was thinking a cane would probably make sense.
Okay. Does it have like anything like it's you hit the button and a knife comes out, or I mean, you can do steampunk stuff. So do you want to give it something that it does, or you can come in back later and do that?
No, I think like a regular cane, and maybe like with a snake on the head. But since Saul has magical prowess, you know, it would be used as an extension of the will or the magical ability.
Okay. All right, got it. So I have a little spreadsheet here that I'm putting these things in. We'll see if I remember it to help me to organize our story as we go on. And Saul has a familiar. Would you like to introduce your familiar?
So when I was doing my cards, I took one of my animal oracle decks and then drew a random card out of that, and I got a bald eagle. And I created that as a character named Avik. And since the bald eagle in that deck is associated with like trying to find like the light, essentially, Avik is very much against what Saul is doing and is trying to push Saul back onto more of a light path.
So you see how that Laura used her cards to create a character, and she's gone the next step and really dressed up like Saul. So that's pretty fun. So I really feel like I'm looking at Saul. So I think I might ask Dana to go next, since you have already created a character, and that way the other three of you will see in one more example before I, put you on the spot, so to speak.
Okay, well, I'm doing this on the fly.
Right. Well, that's what
Um,
everybody's going to do. So we're good.
So, so, so I pulled the Knight of Wells, which would be cups. And so I think he's a traveling minstrel with kind of his head in the clouds, kind of reading and singing poetry, just
Oh.
kind of a little bit of a romantic flair. Kind of just out there traveling the world.
Yeah, that makes great sense. So
Oh,
in D&D parlance, you are a bard.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right.
Uh,
So does he have a name?
um, no, I don't have that. Um, I'm not good at that. Let's see.
Well, we can go to the Oracle Google and type in fantasy name generator and find a list for you. Would you like me to do that?
Sure, find me a name while I pull a strength and a weakness.
Okay. So we're going to look for a bard for you. And you can tell me your other cards while I'm trying to get it to do this for me.
Strength and weaknesses are minor arcana, right? Yes. My strength is the nine of quills, nine of swords.
Interesting. How are you going to play that?
I don't know. That's kind of an interesting strength. Oh my goodness. And then and then my weakness, maybe these are backwards, is the six of quills, which is the six of swords.
Do you want to switch them?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that makes more sense, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
For
So,
this character, it does, seems to.
yeah. All right. So we're
Okay.
going to make six of swords is your strength, nine of swords is your weakness. And do you have like a little keyword or anything about how that's going to play out?
Oh, give me a minute. Let's see. Let's pick one of the good keywords that comes in here. See, I think as a bard, I think I tend to live in the past. And I'm sharing all those Oh, wait, no, wait. Helps if I'm looking at the right one. See, I said travel. It fits. I like to travel and I move around a lot, which means I also I avoid those sticky situations. So I have a tendency, so my strength is being able to get out, to move on when
Okay.
the time is needed.
Mhm.
How's that?
That's
I
good.
have a
And
hard
you're
time. I have a hard time making taking the cards and making it a person,
yeah, no, you're doing good though. Um, okay, so and then your weakness, the Nine of Swords, you're gonna say like too much in the past, too much.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you okay. All right, I got that. Um,
And actually, with the night, I worry too much.
you worry. Okay. She loses sleep. All right. Pronouns for your
I'm a
character.
he.
Okay. And Laura, Saul is a he, him, right? Okay, so what are we up to next? Your weapon.
I just carry a little dagger because I have like my harp, so I don't have a lot. I've got my harp, and I have lots of books and things and scrolls that I'm carrying. So I think I just have a small dagger
That works. And what is your magic ability?
that I can mesmerize people with my songs and get them to do my will.
Okay. All right. How about if we call you, I'm thinking about Harry Houdini. Can we call you Harry?
That's fine.
Okay, great. You're familiar.
My cat.
Okay. And does does your cat have any particular trait that you'd like to be part of the story?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. And then if something occurs to you, come back to it. All right. So Pat, Sharon, and Danielle, do you feel like you kind of got an idea of how we make these characters now? All right. Can we go in alphabetical order? Danielle, you want to do yours?
Sure. Um, okay, so when I drew the Queen of Swords. And with that being a female, and the first thing really when I was thinking about the Queen of Swords, and the person being kind of an observer and all of that, my mind immediately went to like the head of like a body house. um,
Love
someone
it.
who, you know, can stand back and observe and read people, and just kind of uh, has that clarity of vision of being able to stand back and just kind of read a room or read a person. Um,
That's perfect for Cowtown. All those
kind of what I
guys
was
coming
thinking
in.
with what you were describing. I'm like, ooh. Um, and so then I drew the Eight of Wands for her strength, and So her strength is being able to like quickly see what's going on and be able to make changes for that. So is a quick thinker with that. And then the weakness, I thought this was kind of funny. I then drew the 9 of Wands.
Okay.
So I was just like, when I was looking at that, because she's like kind of taking care of all of her girls and, trying to keep an eye on what's going on in the town or whatever, she doesn't necessarily take care of herself well, so she can get exhausted
Oh, that's
fairly
interesting.
easily. So yeah. With the weapon, I was thinking being a woman in her place, it would probably be poison. Something kind of the woman's weapon, I guess,
Uh-huh.
historically known.
Yeah, no, I'm loving this.
And I hadn't quite gotten to a magical ability yet.
Mhm.
So I got to kind of think on my feet, which as an introvert, I'm not good at. I like to think and ponder first.
You'd be good at it if it wasn't staring at you.
Potentially. But for, yeah, her magical ability, it would make sense that, man, okay, trying to think of this. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions.
Okay, well, you can always come back to this.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think, somebody who owned a house like that. Well, she might be able to control people's bodily, she may be able to have a physical influence on people. Or
Yeah.
she may be able to, like make money. She said, so she's a prosperous kind of person, I'm guessing. I don't
Mhm.
know, think
Yeah.
about it. And then you can, when we come to the time where you're going to use your magic, hopefully something will have occurred to you by then.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Does she have a familiar?
I drew in my nature-filled deck and drew a owl, which I think is interesting because I don't necessarily see that as fitting well in a Cowtown whorehouse. That would look a little out of place, I would think. Um,
This is fantasy. There's nothing that's out of place.
that is true. That is true. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with the owl.
Okay. And does the owl have any particular trait that you know of now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Mhm.
And does your character have a name?
Let's go with Eslin.
Aslan.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Danielle.
Yeah.
So just to introduce another TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game term, what we're doing right now is actually called Session Zero. That's when you create your characters, you establish the world that you're playing in. Okay, P is next. So Pat, would you like to take a stab at doing a character creation?
I can try. I pulled the King of Wands.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I might be like, he and maybe, Cowtown's mayor.
Oh, all right,
Um,
great. We need a
to
mayor.
be, yeah, because, I'm the one that's got a lot of energy and make sure everything gets done and run and that kind of thing.
I like the idea
However,
of the mayor being in the coven is also fun.
okay. All right, I could be in the cover and whatever. My strength is a 3 of swords. So, not quite sure how this is my strength. But maybe just because I've been through so much now, nothing really affects me anymore and gets in the way of me being able to run things.
Oh, yeah, you could be really resilient.
Yeah. So, and then my weakness is the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm going to say that maybe sometimes I get so involved with things and I keep my head's more in the clouds than being grounded. So my ability to stay grounded is not good.
Okay. All right. We're really, really cooking here. Okay, save a name or she.
No. I hadn't really got that far as to think of a name.
I am Googling the mayor of
Okay.
Fort Worth in 1890. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Oh, wow. They've got the whole thing. Oh, it's a woman right now. How about that? Do you like William, John, Buckley,
Ooh,
TJ?
I think I would like Buckley.
Okay. Buckley it is. Right. J.K. Rowling, which I know that's not everybody wants to hear about J.K. Rowling, but she got names for her characters by wandering around in cemeteries and reading the gravestones. I think that's really interesting.
That is.
Okay,
that is definitely a unique way to do it.
yeah, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, I like graveyards. So Buckley, does Buckley have a weapon?
Buckley has a sword.
Oh, nicely done. Okay. Any magic abilities?
His magical ability is he's a charmer and he can talk people into doing what he wants.
Oh, nice. Okay. He's got high charisma in Dungeons and Dragons talk. He's got Riz. I can't believe I know that word. Does he have a familiar?
Well, the only animal decks I have are dragons, so I guess his familiar is going to be a dragon.
Wait, this is a fantasy. He can have a dragon.
Yep.
And does his dragon have any particular trait?
Um, not that I'm aware of yet. I'll think about
He
it.
may, yeah, he may develop something as the story evolves. All right. Our last but not least character from Sharon. Are you interested? You want to do it? I don't want to twist your arm or anything.
Let's try it out.
Okay.
So, character, I pulled the King of Wands.
Look at that. We got 3 King of Wands. Okay.
I think I'm going to take a little bit of a different path, though. So, I'm going to take that nice, fiery, creative energy, and I'm going to say I am the editor of the newspaper.
That would be the
Oh,
Star Telegram.
Okay. And then my strength is the 8 of Cups, so I always want to see what's going to be new. And then my weakness is the 9 of Pentacles, so I like luxury and sometimes I overdo it.
But it's so much fun. Okay. And does your King of Wands have name and pronouns?
I'm going to go with she, and I don't know about a name.
Let's see. Let's see what the popular female name was in 1880. Popular female names 1880. Oh, computers. All right. Mary, Anna, Emma, Elizabeth, Margaret, Minnie. Okay. Ida, Bertha, Clara, Alice, Annie, Florence, Bessie, Grace.
Let's go with Emma.
Emma. Okay. All right. Emma it is. Got too many windows open now. Close tabs, close, close. All right. Does Emma have a weapon?
She's got the pen, which is mightier than the sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Excellent.
You can give it some magic ability if you'd like.
Hmm. Sometimes the things I write come true.
Ooh, okay. We have a nice balance of skills, and it's interesting because we got all those King of Wands, but y'all playing them really differently. Okay, you're familiar.
The raccoon,
The Crash Panda. Okay.
which is
Any
exactly the name of the tarot deck I wish I could find.
I wish I should get that deck. It just sounds so much fun. Does your raccoon have any particular skills?
The ability to get into lots of tight places where humans can't go.
Got it. All right, we have got a cast of characters. So now if you clicked on that link for our map, that is in a site called Owlbear Rodeo. And I've got Clay Golem, Plesiosaurus, Swarm of Spiders. So I'm missing some people. There's Saul. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that how many we have? 4? Okay. All right, we are all in. We're in. So you should be able to see something on the right. I hope you're seeing what I think you should be seeing. Some witch hats on a staircase. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So each of one of you is going to take a witch hat. If you look on the far right side, you may have to click that little caret, the up or down caret. You should see a hand. If you click on the hand, you should be able to take a hat and move it around like this. Doo-doo-doo. So if you would pick a hat that you like, and then you should be able to, pardon?
I moved the whole staircase.
Oh, right. Yes, you can do that, but it only moves for you. We don't see it moving.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So with this map, and depending on the device you're in, I can't be sure what you need to do it, but you can make it smaller and bigger. You can expand it. If you're in the hand, the purple hand thing, and then you can move it around. You can move the staircase, which is probably what you did, Dana.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we? We are about to enter the Lone Star Saloon. So let me take our fog away. And now you should see the whole saloon. So do you see the saloon now? Whoops.
Oops, I think I have to refresh. Yes.
Okay, great. And just take a minute. You can fool around with it. You can sort of try to move it around, make it bigger, smaller. See if you can do that. So you feel comfortable using it. So, whoops, I keep making little fog things. I don't mean to do that. Okay, so here we are, and I will be playing Benny the bartender and Lillian, who is playing the piano over here. You are in the Lone Star Saloon. Take your hat and just sort of move it into the into the space wherever you want to be. So this is like our little map. I'm going to move this crazy one with the animal print that isn't anybody. So I'm just going to pretend that, you know, like you see, you could move it over and sit it on the bar stool if you wanted or something like that. Put this back over here because we're not going to need that. So go ahead and, you know, click the hand and then experiment with moving your little witch hat around. I think you might not be on the hand. It looks like you've created a shape there. Play golem.
Yeah, I'm on the hand and it doesn't let me move anything.
The
Hmm.
only thing that moves when I use the hand is the whole
Yeah,
thing.
me
Whoop.
too. Everything is moving.
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay, you're all
Now-
getting the same thing. So let's see, what is the problem? Why are you not able to do that? Player permissions. Drawing ruler. Create. Okay, let me. Okay, I just changed a couple of the setting things. Try it now.
Nope,
No, you still can't do it.
no.
I
No,
think I'm
me either.
completely frozen. It won't let it even refresh.
Right,
All
let me
right.
refresh and see what happens.
Well, for the time being, I may have to move you. So tell me where you want to go. Eslin, where would you like to be?
I'm sorry, I was just typing a little note. Since I'm doing this on my phone, I didn't want you guys to have to feel like you had to stare at my forehead.
You know,
Let's-
I leave it up to you whether or not you want to have your picture, you know, your camera on. Obviously, I want to hear your voice, but if you don't want it on, you don't have to have it on. It's okay.
Yeah. I think Eslin would be at one of the seats at the bar.
Okay. There's Eslin over there.
Scope and everything out.
Saul, where are you going to be?
Yeah, I don't know if my internet is going to support that. My computer doesn't like to have anything that's not just Zoom, and the iPad, I don't know that it works. So,
Okay. Can you see the picture?
yeah, I can see it. I just can't move anything.
Okay, so I'll just move people then. All right. So Harry, which hat do you want to be you?
I like that multicolored one.
Okay. We'll make
Oh,
this
that's
one Harry.
you. Wait, that's you. Oh, okay. And as a bard, I'm going to be hanging out by the piano.
All right. I made your name really big. Let me see if I can fix that. That's probably not necessary. All right, I'm just gonna leave it for now.
Work for
Since
me.
I love the
we've got-
font.
I do too. I know. I want to know what that font is. It's awesome.
Yes. Oh, fantasy. Who do I not have in? Got Eslin, because
Buckley's
Got
not
Harry.
in.
Buckley, which hat do you want?
I'll take the one that's kind of purplish and pink.
Okay. This one came out big too. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
I like it.
I do too.
Okay. Where do you want to be, Buckley?
Yes, I'll sit at a table.
Okay. All right. So here you all are. You are in this Lone Star Tavern. And another member of your coven is going to come in. Her name is Celestine, and I'll make her the blue one. So Celestine comes in, and she's standing up at the stairs to catch everybody's attention. And she says, I am so happy that you are all here finally. Have you heard the rumors about the cemetery? Because I think that the coven is going to need to convene and discuss what's been going on. Has anybody heard any of the rumors about the cemetery? So this is when we start telling our story. So we know there's something has happened at the cemetery. And so now we're going to see if we can figure out what it was that's happening at the cemetery and what, if anything, our coven wants to do about that. So there are many actions you could take as a coven. You could do a ritual, you could perform some magic, could go to the cemetery to investigate, you could go someplace else to investigate, in which case we won't have a map. That's okay, we'll just use the theater of the mind. So any ideas about what might be happening at the cemetery? Anybody heard any rumors?
Well, where's our newspaper editor? Would I bet, what do they know?
Now, this is where you can start to pull cards to help you tell a story. In the past, we haven't been using the major arcana cards, but today I think maybe you can. So if you want some inspiration about what might be happening in the cemetery, you can pull major or minor arcana cards. And I'm going to eat some of my banana because I didn't have dinner.
So
I was eating.
I've
was
heard that
eating.
there's been some grave robbing.
Grave robbing. That is very, very bad. Yeah. So it, Celestine is just appalled. Grave robbing. That's why, y'all, I can't believe it.
Well, and some of my girls aren't willing to go over there right now because there's some shady folks hanging out there and they don't want anything to do with it.
I don't blame them, and I think you should keep the girls safe. But you know what? Dia de los Muertos is coming up. So we need to take care of this. So if any of your girls, are coming up, we'll assume, stepping outside for a second, above table, we're going to assume Vortex has always had a mix of people, always. So there would definitely be Mexican people who would believe in celebrating Dia de los Muertos. There, I got it out. Okay, back into the story. So some of your girls are going to want to go to the cemetery. I don't know. Do you think we need to check this out? Anybody got any ideas?
I think we go take a look.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely have to go check it out.
Yeah.
I just wish that the founder of our coven, Saul Starr, was here. Saul was the founder of this coven, but Saul has been missing. I don't know where he's been, but I guess we're going to have to take this on without him. If only he was here.
Well, maybe Saul is up to no good over in the excuse me, in the cemetery.
Oh, but
Well,
we really believe that about the head of or the founder of our coven. Maybe he
I could
got
certainly
caught over
not.
there by those shady people that my girls saw.
Now that's probably more like it.
I don't know. I've heard some rumors about Saul.
Uh-oh.
Right about now, our bartender, Benny, clears his throat and says, "So, Saul, what'll it be?"
I'll take a double Kraken, thank you.
Ah, the usual. One double
Mhm.
Kraken for Saul. And now Lillian starts to play a little tune on the piano. What do you suppose Saul would like?
I think Saul would be down for anything.
Okay, she's just doing some honky tonk, just some honky tonk music then. Bordello music. It's got a little bit of a jazzy kind of feel to it. So, a little bit Dixieland-ish. And Celestine is going to run over to Saul and say, "Saul, where have you been?"
I've been rather busy, darling. There's a lot to do, you know. So, there's some problems over at the cemetery. Do you need a little help?
Well, help would be good, maybe a little information. Do you know anything about what's happening at the cemetery?
I just got back into town about 30 minutes ago. I hadn't heard anything until I heard y'all talking.
Really?
Wait a minute. You just got back into town? I'm
Yeah,
a little, sounds a little suspect.
Saul, will you pull one minor arcana card and let's see how persuasive you are being? So what we're doing now is we're going to take the number from the minor arcana card that Saul pulls to see how successful they will be. And if they get a 1 to 3 or an ace to a 3, that's a complete failure. If they get 4 to 7, they're successful with some kind of a complication. If they get an 8 to a 10, it's a complete success. And then we'll see, like, depends on what the card is, that may help to color how we tell the story at this point. So what'd you get, Saul? I think we got some connectivity stuff.
10 of Crips. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch over to my iPad because my computer doesn't like Zoom. I got 10 of Crips, which is 10 of Cups.
Well, that would be a total and complete success. It's a high number, plus it's cups. So emotionally, we're all in for this. We're believing this story that he only just came into town. Does anybody have anything they'd like to say to Saul now that he's back after his long unexplained absence?
Okay, so what were you up to while you were gone, Saul? What you been doing? Tell me a story.
I was doing some research for a new project I'm working on. Got a lot of stuff to do around here, you know? What good is a coven if we're not learning and applying new skills? And in order to do that, don't we need to go out and see what other covens are doing across the country?
What'd you learn?
Well, I'll show that to you at the next meeting. But right now, shouldn't we take care of our community?
Yeah, I think we need to go check out what's going on over in the cemetery.
So, does anybody else want to talk to Saul, or are we headed off to the cemetery right away?
Well, I think I have more questions for Saul, but I also really want to make sure that where my girls might be going is safe. So I'll just bide my time.
All right, then. Celestine is going to suggest that we just go over to the cemetery then. Are we in agreement?
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. All right, so let's change the scene. Come on, mouse, behave. All right, so you should now be in the cemetery. Don't know if you can all see.
Yep.
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 See if you can control, excuse me. See if you can control your witches' hats in this one.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't change the
Just
size.
the map.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I'm
lost it.
just getting the map.
Yeah, I
It was
just got the
slow.
map.
Yeah, I just have the map too.
You don't see your hats. Let me move the hats
I
to the
see the
middle.
hat, but I can't move it.
Yep.
Okay, same thing then. All right,
Yep.
sorry about that, y'all. All right, so as you, I'll move it for you then. As you get to the cemetery, you're all somewhat familiar with, this is your hometown after all, or the town you live in. So you're all somewhat familiar with what the cemetery should look like and the basic layout of it. It's very, very foggy. Let's see if I can get the music to play, which will probably make it so that nobody can hear anything at all. So, oops, there's Laura. We've lost Laura. I'll bring her back. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're in the cemetery, and it's nighttime. There's fog through the whole cemetery, and the places that are grayed out, that's where the fog is so dense that you really you can't even see anything at all. It's just, it's just a mess. And this little thing here with the shovel, the circle with the shovel, that is the caretaker. And the caretaker says, well, y'all are out here awfully late at night. What are you doing here?
Well, we're looking around. Have you seen any suspicious people wandering around?
Suspicious people, by which do you mean living or not living?
Either.
Both.
Yep.
Really?
Both. You see a lot of things. You see a lot of things when you're out here at night. And I got to be honest with you. We've had a couple of graves go empty. So I think somebody's been stealing bodies.
And whereabouts have these bodies gone missing?
Well, Blue Skies Ridge, Eternal Rest. Yep. That's about it.
So it looks like those places are really foggy. Is that a natural fog, or could something be creating this much fog to cover the robberies?
Well, I gotta tell you the truth. It's always a little foggy here, but this has been real foggy lately. Right about now, you hear some horse hooves. And then you hear some screaming. and a man comes running past you. He's a mummy on a mummy horse. He goes right past you. He ran right through you all. How you feeling?
Which way is it going? Like
Did you
into
s-
the cemetery or out of the cemetery?
Did you see it? I brought something through the map.
Oh, nope, I did not. Either that or I
did not.
blinked.
Nobody
I did
saw
not
it?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, let me try it again. I spent so much time preparing this. Can you see him now? It's coming
No.
towards you.
No, but I really wish I could.
No.
Oh no, my horse, my beautiful horse.
No, it looks like somebody's been raising the dead.
Yes, somebody has been both grave robbing and raising the dead. That would be correct. So where would you like to go?
Well, we're closest to Blue Skies Ridge, so we should maybe check that place out.
Okay. So let me move this. Here you go. You are now can see what's going on in Blue Skies Ridge. I forget whose hat's here, but I'm just going to bring you all in here.
This
Oops.
may have been a mistake.
That's
So
what
here,
I'm thinking.
so here you are. Now, if you zoom in closer to the map, you can see we've got 4 characters here. We have got a goblin that's an archer. We have a goblin with a spear. We have a goblin with swords, and we have a giant eyeball. What would you like to do? You've got your familiars, you have your basic skills of who you are, and you've got magic abilities and you have weapons.
How giant is this giant eyeball?
Giant eyeball is approximately the size of a large man. So let's put him at 6 feet.
Okay.
It, I should say.
So my owl can't go and pick up the eyeball.
Probably not.
Don't
Might have to get the dragon in for that one.
Yeah.
you want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Pull a minor arcana card and tell me what you got.
All right. I got the 10 of cups.
Oh, successful. All right. So your dragon, would you like to tell the story of how the dragon swoops in, grabs the giant eyeball and gets it out of there somehow?
Sure. All right. You know, he's at my beck and call, so I give him the signal and he comes flying in, comes down, swoops in, gets the eyeball, takes it out of the cemetery, and then as he drops it, he shoots a great big fireball and disintegrates the eyeball. So we no longer have to worry about it.
Oh, nice, nasty, disgusting, lovely. Compost. All right, you got one down pretty easily. You got the big monster out first. That's not usually how it goes. So good on you. What's
All I know is
next?
this is gonna make a good story.
Yes, you're gonna write this one up, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's next, Coven?
Well, I could sing a song and attempt to mesmerize them so that we could overtake them, but you know, I'm not sure if they're going to be interested in, if I have time to mesmerize them.
Well, give it a shot. There's 3 of them. So, why don't you
Well,
pull
we've got to
3?
fight them in the meantime to keep them distracted while you do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Do goblins like money? Are they motivated by
Yes, goblins
coins?
do like money.
Perfect. Okay, so I pull out of my bag a handful of my coins that I have laced with poison,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
and I chuck it at one of them.
Okay. Which one? The one with the arrows, the spear, or the swords?
Let's go the swords, because
Okay.
that's kind of where we're standing close to.
Okay, so you're giving this one that I'm wiggling around, you're giving
Yep.
them some poison money. Pull a minor card and let's tell the story.
I've got an 8 of wands.
Looking good. You got a success. So would you like to tell the story of how that happens?
Okay. So as the goblin is coming closer to the group, brandishing a sword, I quickly reach into my bag, pull out my poison coins, knowing that he will have to go after them, and I throw them at him. And he gets a greedy gleam in his eye and tosses his sword aside and starts wildly picking up the coins and holding them close to him, and they start burning him.
Oh my goodness.
And
Oh,
yeah.
another one down. Y'all are savage killers. Okay. We've got 2 more goblins left. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do lines and veils. Back up, hit the brakes. All right. Bad GM. So what I'm supposed to be doing is at the beginning of the session, this is part of session 0, which I didn't do. Is I was supposed to ask you at the beginning, is there anything that you definitely do not want to have in the story? In which case, that's a line that we're not going to cross. Or is there something that it's okay to have in the story, but we don't really need to have all the details, in which case that's a veil. Let's fade to back. So examples of, I don't really need to hear the details on a sex scene. That's a veil. So, you can have sex. I just don't need to hear about the whole thing. A line, most people would be, we don't want child death. So we'll just back up and say, does anybody have any lines or veils for this game that I should not do?
I don't have an answer for that.
I didn't ask you, Siri. Did you hear her? It's anything that I need to stay away from? Okay. All right.
think
We will
so.
carry on. You can see I'm kind of G-rated. All right. So there we go. All right. We've got 2 more. We've got the archer and we've got the spear chunker. Does anybody, what was the mesmer? Do you want to try to mesmerize one of them? That was pretty entertaining thought.
Sure, because then somebody can just overtake them and take their weapons away and disarm them.
Right.
Yes.
Let's
Well,
surround these
mesmerized.
buggers. Okay. So we've got them surrounded now. I like this. And am I missing a hat? Yeah, I'm missing a hat. Whose hat do I not have in there?
I think you're missing me.
What color did you pick?
I never
me.
got that far because I had to come back in.
I'm going to give you the autumnal leaf if that's okay.
That's fine.
You like? Okay, cool. All right. So here we are. We're all in there. All right. Try to mesmerize them. Pull a minor card for me.
Okay, let's see. Ugh. 5 of Swords.
All right. So that is it's a success with complications. So what happens is you do well, what's your intention? What are you trying to do? Let me
Well, I was trying to mesmerize them and put them in a state where into kind of a stupor so we could go in and disarm them.
okay. All right, so you do that, and it looks like it's working. So you're all going to come in a lot closer, like this. And just as you get really close, they snap too. And the one with the spear is going to start swinging his spear around. The one with the arrow, the bow and arrow, he's too close, really. He can't shoot, but he's going to try it and start banging you with his bow and arrow, like hit you with the thing. So I'm going to see if he's going to cause any damage to anybody. So first I'm going to pull for this guy with the spear, the javelin. Should have decided what that was. Nope, that was not the right card. I keep pulling court cards because I didn't separate this deck. Okay. The guy with the swords, I got a 2 of swords. So that is a full swing and a miss. So nobody's getting hurt with that. And the one with the bow and arrow, he's swinging his bow. Keep pulling court cards. Up. You got 2 of cups. You guys are just getting lucky. So instead of making contact, he gets a good look at Saul and feels,
Linda,
yeah.
they all rushed off. I did not follow them. I'm still back talking to the caretaker.
Oh, whoop. Let's bring Saul back here. Sorry, Saul. The one with the, we're gonna have to get back to
Just like that.
We're gonna have to get back to that story. All right, so the one with the bow takes a swing and hits. No, the complete miss, but looks at Harry and kind of feels a little soft feeling for Harry. Think he kind of likes Harry a little bit all of a sudden. I don't know why. So, all right. Now what are y'all gonna do? They're still there. They have not been effective at hurting you in any way. And then we're going to find out what Saul's up to.
Yeah, but we still gotta get their weapons away from them.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe this one that's kind of like giving me the eye.
Mhm.
Maybe I try again to mesmerize him and get him to hand over his weapons. I don't know. Unless somebody's
Give it a
got a
sh-
better idea.
I can whip out my special pen and start writing the love story of these two.
Make it come true.
That's awesome.
All right. Let's pull a card. Let's see if you can do it. And we're all hoping you can.
Not a lot of pressure there. Ace of Wands.
Aw.
Oh,
Actually,
right.
Harry's feeling a little relieved.
All right. How are you going to get out of this, though? Can't give up. They could turn on you at any moment.
Well, I can try to fight the one with the long spear or whatever with my sword.
Good. Let's just go sword to sword. I'm going to pull a card. You pull a card. High number wins.
Okay. Well, the 5.
I got a 6 of wands.
Oh,
Rot
I
roll.
5 once.
All right. You just took a little bruise. You want to try another round?
Sure.
You're not dead. I'm not going to let any
Okay.
of you die. That would be too
All
mean.
right. All right. All right. This time I pulled the 10 of swords.
Oh, okay, you're gonna win then. Yeah, I got 8 of pentacles. Okay, you whipped him. And
right.
he's dead. He's just dead. There's a body
Well,
down. Body
I
down.
can reach in. I don't have any more poisoned coins, but I can just certainly try to bribe my way out of this. I mean, he's down to the last one. His other people have left, and I can see if I can just give him some
Outnumbered.
coins and have him move along.
Okay, pull a card.
Okay. 9 of Pentacles.
All right.
Takes that money and he skedaddles. And he's out of there. Okay, so you got rid of 2, you killed 1. All right. The gravedigger caretaker turns to Saul and says, "You look familiar. Haven't I seen you around here someplace before?"
Yeah. I'm in charge of the coven, so I'm sure you've seen me. So,
Really?
what's been going on around here?
Well, bodies have gone missing out of graves. And I saw a very strange creature, kind of lizard-like, riding a mummy horse. I know it sounds a little crazy, but I saw what I saw. And I
You
saw it
sure
more
you
than
haven't
once.
been tapping?
Are you referring to the bottle, sir?
Yeah, just making sure you weren't hallucinating.
I can assure you that I can hold my liquor as well as the next person.
All right,
I
just making sure before we make any assumptions about weird going on.
saw what I saw.
And where did this creature come from exactly?
Well, I've seen him several places, but the last time I saw him was up in the chapel.
All right, say no more. I'm gonna head for the chapel.
Okay. Go Saul up to the chapel. Anybody going with Saul up to the chapel?
I'll go.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
let's
Buckley.
follow Saul.
Yep, we should all go.
Okay. Everybody's going up to the chapel. All right. And here we go. Now, can you see my bad guy now?
No.
Oh, I don't understand. Huh. Well, let me try and pull it up again, but I will describe it. So what you should see is yeah, this. You should see, what does it look like? I'm looking at the picture and trying to understand why I can't make it go onto the map. It's aha, got it. There. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I
Look
see
at
it.
that.
that's
All right.
wonderful.
So this is actually from the deck that Laura is using.
No, different deck. That's from my
Is it-
Cthulhu deck.
Oops, sorry. It's from the Cthulhu deck. That's what I meant to say. And yeah, so this is some kind of lizardy zebra mummy monstrosity. And there it is. The creature on the horseback is about 6 feet. Again, a large man. but the horse is more like 15 feet. I wish I knew that hands language. I don't, but it's a big horse. And the horse is breathing fire. So, what would you like to do?
I don't think I can throw money at this one.
Probably not. Probably not.
Might need the dragon again.
That's what I was thinking.
Take that out. I did not mean to put that icicle thing on there.
Well, I'm gonna put my hands out and be like, "Hey, let's just see what this thing wants first, okay?" And I'm gonna step in front of everybody. What are you doing on our land?
You dare to ask me what I am doing on your land? What are you doing here?
We heard about a disturbance and we came to fix the problem. We could end this peacefully if you just leave.
You are nothing to me. Nothing.
Really, nothing. Well,
Nothing.
then I guess
In
there's a certain exchange that won't occur.
I believe you owe me something.
Agreements have to be kept on both sides.
I've kept my agreement.
Invading our land is not part of that agreement.
Do you hear what he says? You call this man your friend? Don't threaten me, you petty, insignificant human.
Anybody else wondering what agreement Saul's talking about?
Yep.
Yep.
I tell you, Saul may be head of the coven, but I'm starting to have some questions.
Well, yeah, I would think you would. And as it turns out, things are starting to get a little bit hot for you guys.
I see this ring of fire here.
Yeah, things are starting to warm up a bit. He's backing up a little, repositioning himself.
Hey, it looks like he's itching for a fight. But I just got a little dagger. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to sing this one into submission.
No, I don't think you will. So now you're up
I
against,
need
We're-
somebody bigger and stronger.
Yeah, but we kind of almost are fighting on two fronts here, though, potentially. If we don't know what the heck Saul's doing, can we trust him? And then we've got lizard dude on his fire breathing mummy horse.
Right. Right. I think we gotta find out what the agreement's been broken and who's broken it before we go after him.
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're fighting the right enemy.
Right.
Saul.
All right. I'm going to turn this fire into ice.
all right, pull a card, let's see.
Four of Crips.
Yeah, about your ice. So you do past it, but it's just a little bit of a pathetic-y kind of thing, and the fire melts it. Whoosh. That's gone. Meanwhile, in flies, well, all of your familiars, some will fly, some will, get how they get there. All the familiars are now with you. You've got, is it Avic or Avic? Avic, the bald eagle, is there. The cat is there, the owl, the dragon, the raccoon. They're all there. Also, the guy in the dungeon, our gravedigger caretaker, his name is Ward. Y'all didn't ask. His name is Ward, and he has a cat named Blackie. Blackie wanders in. I don't have little doodahs for them, but Blackie wanders in, and he walks up to Saul and vomits on Saul's foot. And then walks away. So now that all your familiars are there, do any of them want to get involved?
Well, again, the dragon's not gonna get involved until he finds out what this whole thing with the agreements is and is not. If he, if he needs to fight to protect, he will, but he doesn't want to do it unnecessarily.
Yeah, Saul needs to start talking a wee bit, so that I can kind of judge on how much I'm believing the words that are coming out of his mouth.
So who is it
'Cause
that
I'm-
has all the charisma?
That would be me.
Right. So you would probably be the logical person to see what you can do with Saul.
All right, Saul. It's time we got to the bottom of this. I really need to know is what agreement is this lizard guy talking about?
It's all fake. You know these creatures, they'll say anything to prevent us from trying to attack them. They know
Well,
that we're more powerful than them.
sometimes it's fake and sometimes it's not. I mean, how do we know that maybe we're not on his land and that's the problem? And
Really?
we're allowed to
Whose
stay
town
here and
is
we've
this?
broken some agreement.
Whose town is this? You think this creature is from this plane? I highly doubt that. This is human property.
But who
We
has
live
brought this
here.
who has brought this creature into this plane? Have you brought this creature into this plane, Saul?
I didn't bring anything here. In fact, you all even brought me here.
Well, he does have a point with that.
Well, yes, we did. But you were gone for a while. And how do we know you weren't gone trying to investigate a way to get rid of this creature that you inadvertently rose in one of your rituals out here?
Or maybe he
Really?
was gone researching how to control this creature, bring them and control them. How persuasive are you being, Saul?
Pull
I
a card,
can't believe
Saul.
y'all are doubting me. Really? See, I knew.
I'm
I
just
just knew it.
observing.
Leave for a bit, and then people start to pose questions. People start to question everything, every little thing.
Well, when you
Unrest.
leave not saying anything to the people around you that work with you and are part of your coven, then it starts looking a little hinky.
Yep, and also when you're gone, things start happening that are, that are rare and unusual that we don't have in this town.
I know some of you haven't been around here that long, but we've had problems before. And shouldn't we be more worried about the creature that's about to kill us than having a discussion?
Is he really going to kill us though? Or does he want to
Why
kill
don't you
you?
go stand over there and find out then?
It's just a wee bit.
All right, I'm going to try to conjure some smoke to hide us from the creature. And we get 10 of castles.
Oh, you got a 10? All right. The creature is very confused. Whoops, wrong control. And has now headed out to another part of the graveyard to try and figure out where you've gone, taking his fiery steed with him. I say him, I don't really know. Okay. You guys are sort of protected now in your fog.
All right, so is there now some ritual we can do that will now banish this creature from our area?
Well, we can sure as well try.
I like
You
that.
know, let's draw on your training. What should we do first?
Yeah, I think you can do this. I think y'all can create a ritual. I like where you're going with this. I applaud this. So let's come up with some elements for your ritual and see if you can draw on your character, their skill, what they're good at. You might pull, now maybe is the time to pull a major arcana card to help you come up with some creative ideas of how to build a ritual to get rid of this reptile horse mummy mess situation that Saul may or may not have conjured up. Because, you know, Dios de los Muertos, it's next week, people. We gotta, no pressure, but. So everybody pull a card or two. And then, you know what we could do, so there's no pressure, pop it into the chat if you can. So we can all see them. We don't have to rely on our crazy memories. Well, speaking strictly for myself.
Okay, so we're pulling a major, right?
Yeah, why don't you let's pull a major and a minor. I'm really flying by the seat of my pants here. Pull a major and a minor, pop it into the chat. Let's take a look at what we all came up with. I'm not going to pull. Let's look at what we all came up with and see if that, you know, sparks any kind of imaginations. We're going to create a ritual now based on the cards that we've pulled.
Okay, I got the devil.
Okay.
Dang, damn it. I can't see to put anything in chat. Oh,
I'll
God.
put it in for you, Dana. So you got the
Okay.
devil and what else?
The devil and the two of swords.
Devil and the two of swords.
Thank you.
Sharon got the tower and the ace of pentacles. This is interesting. Big energy, little energy. Big energy, little energy. It looks like Laura might have frozen on us. Danielle got the strength card and the 5 of cups. So we're just waiting for Pat and Laura, see what they got.
I
put
got
mine
the-
in, but I don't know if it came in right. Hierophant and 6 of Swords.
Okay, I'll
The
put that in for you,
Hierophant
Pat.
and 4 of Wands.
So Pat got the Hierophant and the 6 of Swords, and Laura also got the Hierophant. I hope I spelled it right. And what was your minor, Laura?
4 of Wands.
4 of Wands. Okay, so I definitely feel like you want to do something, you know, inspired by the Hierophant card since we got 2 of them. So they're all in the chat. I'll read them again if you can't see it. I know that not everybody's, you know, we're having technical stuff. So we've got the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil and the Two of Swords, Strength, Five of Cups, Hierophant, Six of Swords, Hierophant, Four of Wands. So, does that suggest anything to you? Speaking of rituals, sidebar, if you didn't watch the workshop that Serena did with the Roman hexing, that was really cool.
It was
It was.
definitely one I'm gonna need to keep in my back pocket.
Yeah, right. So I'll see if I can get a link for you, Laura. It's fun. So sorry to distract. You've got a lot of swords. Does somebody has a sword, right? Let me look at my chart.
Yeah, that would be me. I have a sword.
Okay, so
Somebody has a sword.
may I suggest that since you pulled several, that you got a couple of sword cards, that you do something with the sword.
We have every element, right?
Let me take a look. I think so. We've got pentacles, swords, cups, wands. Yep, you got all four elements. Let me look at your chart. You've got all four elements and your magic. You've got conjure and dispel illusions, mesmerize, charm, make written things come true. So, let's see. Sharon's got that pen. She could make written things come true. Or you might try writing something with the sword as well.
We could, and I'm only saying this because no one else is coming up with ideas here, but we could conjure an illusionary creature to fight the monster and write it into actual existence.
Oh,
That's
pretty
I
cool.
am just that I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
all right. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, you need to come up with your monster. You pulled, if you want to use any of your inspiration, I'll just review that with you. You pulled Tower, Ace of Pentacles, Devil, Two of Swords, Strength, Five of Cups, the Hierophant, Six of Swords, and Four of Wands. Or if you like, you could pull more cards to help you come up with your monster.
You could do a manicore. I could see that as a combination. That's like a scorpion combined with a lion. So we got strength and the devil.
That works.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. So your monster is a manticore. Put it in the chat. All right. So who's doing the writing? I keep forgetting. It's Dana. That's your character?
It's mine, Emma.
Sharon. Okay. Do you want, why don't you write that into it? I'm kind of railroading you a little bit. But are you ready to write that into existence?
I think I am. Who's got a piece of paper?
What kind of journalist doesn't carry around a notebook?
Hey, it's the 21st century. We all have phones.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She steampunked it.
Got a portable typewriter.
Yeah.
You know what? Who needs paper? I can just write on my hand.
Okay. All right, so why don't you describe doing that?
So I
And
pull
then-
my pen out and I start writing on the back of my hand.
Or you can write on my sword.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Inscribe it.
Hmm. Choices, choices. Let's go for the sword. All right. So I start writing on the sword, and as I write, it does actually engrave on the metal. And what were we creating again?
Manticore.
Manticore. And as I keep writing Manticore on the sword begins to glow. I don't know where to go from here.
And then
Okay.
I will turn the sword into a manticore.
All right. Now, we need to see how successful your ritual has been. I'm going to ask all of you to pull a minor arcana card. So that's 5 of you. We're going to add the total up. And let's see, so 5 times 8, 5 times 8 is 40. If it's over 40, you've had a complete success. If it's under 40, there will be some complications. So when you pull your card, tell me what it is and I'll do the math.
I have a
I
ton
got
of
a 4.
Okay,
Ace
hang
of
on.
Wands.
You know what? I'm going to call your names.
Okay.
Okay, Laura,
10 of candles.
and of candles. Okay, Dana,
Ace of Candles.
all right, Sharon,
7 of Pentacles.
Pat,
4 swords.
and Danielle,
10 of swords.
10 of swords. Okay, so we got 20, 20 and 1 is 21, and 7 is 28, and 4 is 32. Okay, so you have had a success, but you've got complications. And I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to pull a card and figure out we'll find out what that complication is going to be. I got the 2 of cups again. Okay, so here's how this is going to end. The manticore goes chasing after this monster that we still don't really know what the story is with Saul and this monster. And the manticore and the monster, they kind of like each other. And they're going to head out of the cemetery. So you have managed to clear this creature out of the cemetery, but you have not eliminated this monster. In fact, you've created another. So the cemetery has been liberated, but it ain't over. So the Lone Star Coven may need to ride again. I don't know. But this was a one shot. So that is the end of our story for tonight. So I want to thank all of you for playing our little holiday one shot here. I really enjoyed meeting 3 new people. I hope you thought it was fun. I mean, those of us who like these games, Laura and I play these games on the regular, and we just love them. But I'm enjoying trying to pull tarot into it because I think it gives you the opportunity to understand the card on a different level and to be playful with it. And I think most of us learn best when we're playing, just a personal philosophy. So I appreciate you participating in the experiment with me because it's fun for me and I need people to play with. So, we always like to finish out a game with sort of a, what worked, what didn't work, next time on, something like that. So just sort of a general thought. If there's anything you could tell me that would be helpful to me as a game master, I'm always open to making things better. Or just, what you thought of playing with cards this way. I think it was interesting. So we're going to go clockwise the way I see this, which I know is probably not what you see. So what I see is Danielle, Sharon, Dana, Pat, and then Laura. So we'll just go around that way. So Danielle, what did you think?
I really enjoyed this. I will say that I am still like getting comfortable with tarot and all of that kind of stuff. So I was pulling out my book a lot. But it's I like doing it in this playful way, and I really enjoyed this. And I mean, this is the first time I've done anything like this with tarot, and it's the first time I've done any kind of like role playing, style game or anything. So this was to me, it was a wonderful introduction to it. So thank you very much.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It is fun. Thanks for being here. And those of you who are new, you did a great job. I mean, that was your first time you ever did something with that. So that's awesome. Because it's a little bit, like a little heart palpitation sometimes, right?
A little
Um,
intimidating.
yeah. So, Sharon,
I liked it,
how you
bringing that fun element in. I think I would have liked a little bit more preparation on my own end to kind of know what to expect since I've never done an RPG before. So maybe is this its own separate topic or
role-playing games?
several? Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to know more about role-playing games, the most popular one is called Dungeons and Dragons. It's rules heavy. There is one that's even heavier, but it's very rules heavy. And I think it can be a little intimidating as a first game, but a lot of people start there. What you can do is just go on YouTube. My God, I do not like getting older. Go on YouTube, and you can search for TTRPG or tabletop role-playing game. So there is one called Call of Cthulhu, which Laura enjoys. There's one called Shadow Dark, which I enjoy very much. And you could just watch Dungeons and Dragons games and you'll get the idea of how they're played. So a session, it's not short. So when I'm watching them, sometimes I put it on double speed. It's just a lot to sit through. But if you're not helping to tell the story, it's kind of a lot to just watch people. I imagine it's like what it must be like to sit in a writer's room when they're trying to write stories collaboratively. That's what it feels like to me. But you can watch, and there are podcasts as well. I don't have any that I listen to regularly, so I don't really have anything to recommend to you. There was one, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I'll go back and put it in the Ritual Society. It was this group of people did one. It was actually raising money for Doctors Without Borders, and it was a Dungeons and Dragons campaign called Tales of the Valiant, and they did a really nice job with it. It wasn't overwhelming. Sometimes when you watch, there's a group called Critical Role. They're all professional voice actors. And I personally, I have a hard time when I watch it because I'm like, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm just really intimidated. But a lot of people really enjoy watching it. And there's animated version of it on Amazon called I can't remember. But they have an animated show on Amazon. So yeah.
Is that Vox Machina?
Yes, there you go. Thanks. So
Yeah,
that's the Critical Role cast. Mhm.
love that show.
Oh, you watch it. Okay. Right. So that's what we're doing without dice. We lost Dana, but we can come
I
back.
no, my cat is. So I don't know if you can see over there. I live
Yeah.
in a very small camper, but I have a bunch of crystals and stuff over there. And when she wants food and I'm not paying attention, she starts smacking them around. She sits here and she'll knock them off the shelf, and then because then there's this kind of little cubby underneath at the end of the bed, and she'll knock them off onto the bed, and then she'll sit there and bat on them, and then slip them under into the little cubby. And
Little rascal.
yeah. So she's trying to tell me that it's time to eat.
That might be my fault. My automatic feeder went off a minute ago.
Oh, so no, I just wish I had a more creative bent, because I think this is a lot of fun, and I'm just not a very creative thinker. Um, I'm a Virgo. I'm a numbers woman. I'm about things that are structured and defined. So, I mean, this is good for me because but it is a real stretch for me because I just am not that creative. So, but I enjoy it anyway.
Well, I think you're a lot of fun to play with, so I think you may be
Thank you.
selling yourself short. I've enjoyed every session that you
I am
showed
a
up at.
Virgo. I am a
Well,
Virgo.
you always contribute. You contribute. You make it better. It's definitely
thank
better
you.
with you. It's good. It's good to see you again too. And if we're doing a different character. So, Pat.
Yeah, this was my first any kind of role playing also. I've never done it before. I thought it was a lot of fun. I like the tarot angle to it just to help, because I'm still learning tarot and, trying to figure things out. And I didn't really pull books tonight, so I was kind of trying to do it on my own. So that
I
was
mean,
helpful. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, I think that if you want to read intuitively and not just go with those standard meanings, doing stuff like this is really fun and helpful because then you can just look at the picture. So, yeah, you can just look at the picture and then you know that the two monsters fell in love. Didn't see that coming.
It's awesome.
Okay, and Laura.
I think you're really great, Linda. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, you're sweet to me.
Yeah, I enjoy playing a character that's a little bit more up my alley. My regular character is like so basic. Though we've thrown some little bits in there here and there.
He's not that basic. He does have a backstory. There's something going on with that guard we don't know about.
Yeah,
So, whoops.
yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's always fun. Laura and I have played stuff, just the two of us. So I have a Discord server. I'll put that invite in that we put, Laura and I put stuff in there that has games that you can play with tarot. And yeah, so
Cool.
it's a resource. You don't have
Yeah.
to be really active. Discord, if you've never been on it, it's kind of like Facebook for gamers. I don't know. It's just like people have their little rooms and it's, there's not just gamers, but it's mostly gamers. So yeah, so I'll put a link in the society so you can join that if you like. It's free. It's like Facebook. You don't have to pay anything, but there's no ads. Yay.
Right.
And then on Sunday, we will be wrapping up our Citadel story. We have been playing kind of loose, but we have this one little story arc that's involving a parade and there's some mystery about what's going on with the parade, and we're going to try to get that a nice clean ending for that on Sunday. So if you want to stop in and watch and or play, there will be there on Sunday, and we'll wrap that up.
That's the third.
Yes, that's the plan anyway. So that one may go long. Typically, these sessions will go, just globally, like not just here. These kinds of sessions go over 2 hours. They're more like 2 to 3 hours. But I didn't want to make this one go too long because I knew we had new players. I didn't want to make you crazy. But the one on Sunday may go long because I do want to finish that story, have a clean end to that. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
So-
very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Great
Thanks for
job.
coming in. Thanks for coming and playing with me. And I wish everyone a really fun season, really fun witchy season. I know I'm having a great time already. So get out there
Yeah.
and do whatever you do.
Great. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.